What up, y'all? It's Chris Weathers, aka Shorty C94, back at you again. Some more sneaker related content, and we are back with episode 96 of. No, 97. I'm tripping. 97 of Shorty Sneaker Conversations, episode 97. See our guest. Welcome to everybody joining. Soul Brother number one, Notorious. What's going on? Snap. We got Danny Shade, the Caramel Wonder in the building. What's going on? Hey,
Hey,
how you doing?
good. How are you?
Good. Good to see you again.
And you as well. So happy
Yeah.
to be here. Thanks for having me.
Oh, no problem. No problem. You know, you was you're real informative, and I liked your energy when you were on my wife's show. So I'm like, I got to be on mine.
I had so much fun on your wife's show. It was a blast. I couldn't, yeah.
Yeah. Cool. Well, everybody knows who you are anyway. But before we get started, you mind introducing yourself to everybody?
Sure. My name's Karen, known as K in Sneakerland here on Instagram.
Okay. Now, what area are you from?
So I currently live in Toronto, Ontario, up in the Great White North, Canada.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah. We are currently experiencing our one of two seasons, which is humidity and really hot summer. So
Yeah, I've spent some time up there, so
yeah.
summer is hot. I've been to a few caravanas, so yeah, hot up there.
Yeah, it's hot. It's the humidity that really makes it unbearable.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, now before we get into the questions, I also have to ask what sneaker did you wear today?
Today, I was actually wearing an Air Max today, an Air Max 90.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't even know what they're called. They were just like, it's a green Air Max, but I don't know how to describe them. They are, the toe is like a shimmery green. They're really cool. I scooped them up from the Nike app. So I don't
Nice.
think they weren't one of the more popular Air Maxes. So I was totally all over them.
Good. With me, some of those are some of the best shoes in our collections. Shoes like that. So
They really are. They're the hidden gems.
for sure.
What did you wear today?
Oh well, I had to put in some Converse Powers today, so
Oh, nice.
I wore this shoe. It's
Ooh,
it's called the Converse Pro Stars from 1984. It was Magic
nice.
Johnson. So
Very nice.
yeah, a little something, nothing too crazy. But all right, what's been the most positive thing you've been able to take from the world since the pandemic started?
Wow. That's a really good question. The positives. It's so easy to focus on the negatives, but you know what? It was really nice that it kind of forced everyone to make the most and best of what they had. And it made us come together in different ways. Whereas while we may have, had to go and meet up with friends, but, for whatever reason, we couldn't make it because someone was sick or there was an animal that was sick or a child was sick. So really now with the, having to do things remotely, there really wasn't much of a, well, we have to reschedule because X, Y, and Z happened, right? There was a bit of more flexibility where, okay, well, we're all going to join on. And if you can, and whenever you can, then hop on with us. We would love to see you. So I think, it sort of, made a way for people to come together in a different way, which was kind of nice.
Cool. Okay. Nah, I agree wholeheartedly. One of my biggest regrets from the pandemic is not starting this show sooner.
Oh,
Because
yeah,
I had the idea.
a lot of good content came out during the pandemic. A lot of people were like, well, I need to do something with my time, and what can I do? So a lot of these connections came about because of creators like yourself and your wife and a whole bunch of other people, creating these shows to bring people together and, sort of casting the net wider for people.
Yeah. All right. One more question before we actually get into the kicks. Now, are you okay with some of the music I chose for the flyers when I post them?
Absolutely. Listen, here's the thing. When it comes to music, I am the worst for it. It takes me forever. I know some people have that ear, they have that mind, like they'll have a picture and then immediately know what song to put. No, not me. I'm like searching forever for a song.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Because I was a little worried. I'm like, I hope she don't mind if I pick this,
No, not at all.
Yeah, some of the songs I wanted to use, they weren't available to use on Reels. So,
I know. It's like, why have it available if we can't use it?
Exactly.
Right?
And a lot of stuff would be like, oh, it's available live. Like certain stuff is cool live, but it's still not the same. You got
no. Yeah, I hear you.
So,
agreed.
All right. Well, as we get into the kicks, I usually kind of start with sneaker origins. So I do have to ask, what was your earliest memory with sneakers?
Well, so I think earliest memory with sneakers, it was, I was a kid running around. It was a pair of Nikes. I know that much. I don't remember what they were, but they were a pair of Nikes that I was just running around in, probably destroying them completely because that's what kids do to their shoes. But it wasn't until like I became an adult where I was starting to appreciate them more for fashion statements, for mainly just for that reason. And then looking and reading and getting caught up in the technology and the history and all of that background information, that's where it really kind of shot up for me in the sneaker community.
Got you. Okay. So then what was that next sneaker that kind of like solidified it? Like, all right, I'm in this,
So it was a pair of Stella McCartney Adidas Boosts that was given to me for a birthday gift. And that right there, it's like, they were stylish. There was a bounce. They were super comfy. And, it was just that little bit extra to elevate an outfit. And the fact that, you could wear them with a skirt or a dress, shorts, jeans, whatever, you could just dress them up, dress them down. And that was the shoe that really kind of shot me into that upper wanting and desire to start collecting more. So yeah, I can thank a friend for creating the monster that has been created.
I got you. Now I remember the Stella McCartney stuff being really hot there, kind of hard to come by. So that's a good gift.
It was a very great gift. It was a very good gift. I'm definitely not complaining. And, with that, and that kind of ties into the whole technology because you have Adidas with their Boost technology. And, the science and the development that goes into creating something like that.
Got you. Okay. Now, I see a lot of sneakers behind you. A lot of sneakers back there.
There's a few.
That's a few. Okay.
There's a few.
Well, do you have kind of like a top 5 or, if the house is burning down, what
am I rushing to say?
Yeah, there's a lot of sneakers.
Yeah. Okay. So I think, I do have some that are not in this room. They are kind of spread out everywhere. But I think, one pair for certain would be the, my Amamenier 3s. I would have to say, I'm sorry. I have to, like, those are a must say.
I wish I had those so bad. I didn't really try for them at first because I was kind of on the, let the ladies have this one. But they had like 2 releases, and then they had another one, and I tried on the last one, but I wasn't able to get it.
And I have to say thank you, and I appreciate that you were like, I'm gonna hang back on this one and let the women have this release. Like, I really appreciate that. As a female sneaker collector, I feel like there are some releases where it's like, yeah, you know what? Like, do you really need to hop on? Do you really need to get in on this?
Yeah.
So yeah. So the Emma Meniere threes are one for sure. Another one I think would be my my Aleli May ones that I have, the blue and green satin ones.
Okay.
Are another one that I would need to rescue. Sorry, I just need to look around here for a second. I'm like, what else?
No, it's a lot of sneakers. I'm seeing new stuff. I'm seeing.
Oh yeah, there's a bit. There's a few, and then there's like that wall as well.
Oh wow, wow.
Let's see what else. Maybe my denim sixes.
Yeah. Now, I will
Yeah.
say, they made that one. I know there was a denim six a few years ago, but I wish
Yeah.
the one they made for us, I would have actually bought those.
You know what? I wish that they were in extended size. Here's my thing. I wish Nike would sort of do away with the whole men's and women's sizing and just do a full range of sizes for most of their releases. Maybe not for all, but for most. Like, just do away with it and just, do a full range. I think would be more inclusive for a lot of collectors. My tie-dye ones, I would also need to rescue.
That's a good one.
I was really mad about that one. So I had got up early for that drop and logged on, was ready to go. And as I was like mid-checkout, they sold out.
Yeah, I hate that when that happens.
Really, really, really mad. Really mad. I mean, I did find someone in Toronto who was reselling them for a really good price. So I was like, okay, this isn't going to break the bank. I'm okay with this. This is a shoe that I've wanted for years now. So I'm going to just commit and do it. So that's how I ended up coming across those ones. And I don't mind, supporting a local shoe reseller. She's making a business of it. It's female owned. So, I'm happy to support local and female. I have a couple pairs of Reebok's Wonder Womans as I'm looking up right now. I would probably want to save those too. Like, they're just so unique and different. And the boxes that they came in are like VHS cassette tape boxes. If you remember those back in the day, VHS tapes.
Yeah. I still have some for direction in my loft there. So bunch of NBA ones,
Yeah, exactly. So I think those would be the ones that I would have to like run back in and save. I mean, it's like trying to, pick, which is your favorite pet or your favorite child or,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think I would kind of be in a quandary too, but I think I could do it, because I know, having a lot of shoes, I still know what means the most to me, because I think we all of us collectors have some shoes that are, I feel like we all have some hype. We've all got sentimental, and then, we all have fluff as well. Yep. Some of us are fluff than others.
So true. But even that fluff has some kind of meaning to you.
Yes.
Because I feel like if you didn't have the fluff, then there wouldn't have been a drive for you to go get it.
That's true. That's true.
Right? So whether it was like, oh, I actually really like those colors and, the way that they've blocked it on the shoe, it's like, perfect, it's great. It's going to go with a lot of things that I have in my wardrobe. I can easily take an outfit out for this. Like, I need this easier shoe. Because there are some colors and silhouettes where you're like, I don't know. I just don't know what to do with it.
Yeah. Nah, I get you. So I guess now I do want to ask, is there a sneaker that you remember from when you were younger that you were never able to get, that you either have or are trying to get now?
Ooh, that's such a good question. You're asking me to go back so far back in childhood.
You can't be that old.
Oh no, I trust me. I'm getting up there. I'm just trying to think. Was there a shoe that honestly, again, like my shoe game has really evolved over many, many, many years, right? Like my collection's only, it's quite, I feel like I'm still young in the sneaker community.
Okay.
Right. And, I went from wearing whatever where I just didn't care to wearing heels all the time where I would not leave the house unless I was in some kind of heel. I think a lot of women, some women go through that phase where I'm not leaving the house unless I'm in a heel. And then, it's evolved into this, where I feel this has become more of who I am as a person.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I don't know if that makes any sense, but like, this is where I sort of feel like I'm at home and this is how I feel most like myself.
Yeah, absolutely.
And to see all these, like, your collection is incredible, and to see all of your sneakers from way back in the day, I'm just like, that is incredible. That is amazing. And I wish I was in the game back then. But the group of friends that I was around, like, they weren't into it, so I really didn't have much exposure to it as a child and a teenager. But this is where I feel most like me.
No, I really appreciate that. Thank you for the kind words as well. But I definitely can relate. Sneakers are just in my DNA. You know what I mean? So it's
Right?
it's
Yeah,
just a part of who I am. So I get it.
exactly. No, you're very welcome. And like I said, when you bust out your shoes and you post pictures of them, I'm just like, oh my gosh, wow. I sort of then feel like, oh my gosh, I've missed out on so much.
Yeah, but the thing is, it's so easy to, you know, reach back. Like, should I be about my co-host QC Kiki Cutie? We do a show each month on reach backs where we reach back and get stuff we couldn't get, or it was too much, or it was, what I
Yeah.
mean. So you can always reach back. Now, hopefully, you don't mind me asking this because I know you're not supposed to ask ladies this,
No,
but
no.
what size are you?
I'm a size 7 women's, which puts me like a 5.5 grade school.
Okay, that's a good size to be.
Honestly, I'm so thankful and I'm so lucky because I can fit into that grade school size, which, sometimes works in my favor price wise.
Yeah, yeah.
Although I will say, I wish, like, I know the Desert Elephants that just came out.
Mm-hmm.
The box for the men's, I saw it. Someone had posted the box on theirs. Yes, right? Okay. See, how amazing is that box?
It's nice, I will
It's
say.
a nice box. For grade school, it was their generic black elephant box. It was just the generic box. I'm like, come on, you could have shrunk that nice box to a grade school size.
That's crazy you brought those up because I posted it. I haven't posted it yet. I just did a review on them for my YouTube channel, so that's the only reason why they're sitting here. But it's funny up. So, but I will say this. I don't want to anger anybody in the comments. Don't get mad at what I'm about to say, Key. But y'all got better colors than us with runners. And some of the even some of the basketball shoes, I'm like, damn, I wish those would have came out men's.
Yeah, I'm not going to disagree with you on that one. The women's colorways that have been coming out have been amazing. They've been on fire. I'm just like, wow, okay, we are killing it right now. And I'm all for it. I'm all here.
Yeah, man. I'm already like I'm the opposite of what I should be. Like I'm short and I have a big foot. Like I wear 11 through 12 for my height because I'm only like You know, my driver's license say 5'8", but I'm really like 5'7". So
Okay.
uh, wearing, wearing 11 through 12, like I really should be wearing like an 8.5 or a 9.
Yeah.
But you know, I just sometimes I wish I had a smaller foot just because, like, because people like, you know, I got a lot of shoes. Like, yeah, we all got a lot of shoes, but I would have so many more shoes if I wore like an 8 or 8.5.
You bring up a very valid point, because when it comes to the larger sizes, they only may release like a retailer may only have like one size 11, one size 12, whereas if you were an 8, 9, or 10, they would have more available for you. So you're right, your shoe collection would probably be a lot bigger if you had a smaller foot size.
Yeah, because just years of running shoe stores and working in shoe stores, really before the Jordan, I'll say before 2015 when the Chicago and the Shattered Backboard came out,
Mm-hmm.
8 and 8.5 would always be there. They would always be the last two sizes I would have, and a lot of that stuff my wife wouldn't want because that's her size. So I'm just kind of like, hey man, how am I gonna get rid of this 8 and this 8.5? You know, like who can I call to get it? Because everybody I know, you know, either wears a smaller size or a bigger size. But now that's like a money size, but in certain things.
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
Like LeBrons are dirt cheap, anything under like 11. But if you got over 11 like me, they get weird. So, yeah.
They do. And, you know, I don't. And then you also are. Wait a minute. Hold on. I got to think about this for a second. It's like, for women's conversions, it's like, no. So a woman with a larger shoe size. Sorry, this is where my math like throws me off, where I'm like, I can't remember if you go down or up. Anyhow, but it's like, you know, you're also, I understand, like you're fighting women who have a larger foot size as well for certain releases as well, right?
Yeah, because like if I were 8 or 8.5, I would be competing with women who wore like a women's 10, which is the same, you know, where I come across women that wear my actual size now, but they're kind of far in between.
Yeah, for sure.
So, but yeah, I feel like between the grade school releases and the women's releases, you know, people in your size, y'all are good.
We're good. We are so good right now.
Yeah, but you know, it's nice to see, and I love your you know, your display back there. You know,
Thank you. They're not. I mean, I love it. It's not the easiest to put together. You know, it's a bit frustrating after. So I'll get into a groove and then hit like the fourth row, and I'm like, I'm done. I'm over. I need a break because I'm getting frustrated with it.
Yeah, nah, I get you. Like it's always fun to take them out, but it's a bitch to put them back.
Honestly, you are so right about that. It's like, but I do like, it makes it easier when I'm trying to pick what to wear, because I can just come in here and just scan and look. Whereas I know a lot of people have those boxes with the door, and but I think for those ones, for the most part, I think you have to lay them down, like they don't fit in, like.
Mm-hmm. I think so. I just use boxes. I want to feel like I'm in a shoe store, even though that's a lot of what I've done. I like the boxes.
Yeah, no, and I get it. Because right now where I'm running into a problem is like the shoe boxes. So it's like I break them down and then I bundle them up, and right now they're sitting underneath my bed, or right now they're also sort of being stacked behind my bed.
So you break them down like you would a regular cardboard box, so they're just flat.
Yep, and they're just flat.
Okay.
Yeah.
Even the special. Well, I know y'all don't really get a lot
of. I can't. Yeah. So I break down the ones that I can break down, but like those are the ones that I can't break down.
Nah, I get.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, out of all the shoes you have, what would you say is the silhouette you have the most of?
Probably ones.
Okay. I do see a lot.
There's a lot of ones. And I think behind that is probably like maybe the threes. I think my threes I have a lot of threes, but I do like fives. I'm really liking the fives and the sixes lately.
Okay, that's good. No, I mean, I I love Jordans. I don't really wear them as much as I'd like to because of my situation with Converse. But you
Right.
know, I Jordans are still a large pillar in my collection. I don't really wear. Out of all of my price, I have the most ones. But because they're such a thing now, I don't really wear ones and dunks like I was a few years ago because you see
Right.
them every, where,
Fair. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. No, that's fair.
So yeah, but no, I see a lot of ones. I see even see those are the new ones down there, the women's ones, the Chanel swoosh. Is that
Yes.
that?
That's
Yeah,
them. The
yeah, I,
twos. The low
I would,
twos.
yeah, I would have got those. If, what's weird, like I'm 11 through 12, so I
Yep.
can still even squeeze a 10 and a half if I got like an Air Force One or a Jordan
Yep.
5, really big toe box, but I can fit a mid one in a 12, but I can't fit an OG high one in a women's 12. It's got to be at least an 11 in men's in order for it to
Right.
work. So
Right.
it's weird. I don't know if it's more narrow or whatever, but yeah, it's weird.
It's interesting because I find the same where even to that extent, like a low to a mid, I find I would need to go down half a size in a low and a
Mm.
one low to for it to fit like a 7 mid or high would fit.
Yeah, yeah. So
Right.
okay,
And it's interesting how just like making a shoe shorter would affect like the toe box.
yeah,
Like I don't quite understand that technology and that design, but yeah, like I found where I could easily go down to a 6.5 in a low and be
hmm.
totally fine.
Yeah, yeah. I got lucky last summer, and I got exclusive access to the Travises, and I was able to hit the lows, the blue
Right.
ones. And I got a 12 because I always usually get a 12, but I really could have done an 11 or an 11 and a half in it and been just
Wow.
so. Um, but I'm supposed to wear orthotics, so it makes it work.
Oh well, there you go.
Yeah, it makes
So,
it work.
so that
Yeah.
takes up some space in the toe.
Yeah. All right. Now I gotta ask you. It's been a little bit since I've been up to Toronto. What is the sneaker scene like there now?
Um, it's a lot of I that's an interesting question. I feel like, it's a lot of you'll see a lot of ones, Jordan ones being worn. Actually, I say that, but now that I think about it, I'm seeing a lot of New Balance
Okay.
being worn. And then I've seen my fair share of Panda Dunks. I'm like over the Panda Dunk right now.
I think everybody is.
I didn't go for them. They're not my shoe. I don't, I understand why people like them. It's a black and white shoe. It's versatile. It goes with anything and everything. It's a classic colorway. But man, I'm so overseeing them everywhere.
Yeah, like I usually like OG color blocking dunks, but I'd never like if I were to want some pandas, I would try to get a high top pair, and if I couldn't get the regular high tops, I would try to get like that vintage looking pair they came out with the yellow sole.
Yep. Yep.
Something to just be different
Something,
because
yep.
yeah, it's too much.
Something different. It's too much. And it's funny. I was on the subway coming home from work, and as I was sitting there, minding my own business because you don't make eye contact with anybody on the subway, and and I just kind of looked over, and there was a couple sitting in a two-seater, and they both had Panda Dunks on.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, they've taken over, man.
It's taken over. It's almost like they've replaced the Air Force One.
Yes, yes, that's how it feels.
Right.
I still feel like normally I'd say I feel like the audience is different for those two shoes, but it's really not anymore. It used to be, but
No,
not.
it's not. No, it's really not anymore. And I still have a pair because they've dropped how many times now? Five?
Yeah, at least if not more.
Five, if not more, 5 or 6 now. I think I've seen them drop. So I'm just like, I don't understand, but for
Well,
those,
Yeah. Man, my bad. I didn't mean to cut you off. Sorry
No,
about
no, no,
that.
no. It's all good. Yeah, no, I don't understand. I mean, again, it's not a shoe that I would want, but I mean, I understand the appeal of them.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
dropped yesterday too.
They did. Shout out to my man Izzy. They did come out on the Nike app yesterday. They
Oh,
regular Nike app.
so okay, maybe not that I'm going to check, but I mean, I wonder if they dropped here on the Canadian app as well then.
Yeah. Now, how does that work? Do you all get the shoes? I know overseas a lot of times, like they get Jordans before we do because they're not really as popular over there as the runners. But
Yeah.
you guys early up there too, or is it? You know.
So we don't have the sneakers app here in Canada. For some reason, we're not allowed to have it. It's not available to us. So any drops that happen, we need to either go to the regular, any of the sneaker app drops, we have to go to the website for. They have
Nike.
yeah, so it's Nike.ca, which is like the it's like they have a launch calendar, and that's where they put all the like the sneaker app launches for us.
Wow. Okay.
We do have a Nike app, and we can go there. So there will be Jordan 1 releases there as well, but I don't think they would be, they're not they're not on the sneaker launch calendar.
Okay.
I posted that I managed to get a pair of the denim ones that dropped today here for us.
The pair with the gold circle?
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah. So I woke up. So they dropped here at 6 a.m. is our drop time.
Okay. Damn.
And it's so early. It's so early. So they dropped at 6 a.m. I didn't get up until 7. And when I woke up at 7, and it was even after 7 o'clock, where I was like, oh my God, I missed it. I went onto the website, and sure enough, they had like a whole size run.
Wow.
So what I find is what will happen is that, when I was going for the Katsina Air Max 1s, I was mid-checkout and they sold out. But they kept releasing over the next couple of hours new sizes. So I'm wondering if their bot protection was kicking in and just like spitting out and like restocking the website. So I'm wondering if perhaps maybe that's what happened this morning, where they may have sold out all at 6 a.m., but then their bot protection or whatever, they just were spitting them back out onto their website sizes. And when I checked again a couple hours later, they still had a full so they dropped in women's sizes, preschool, and toddler.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad that you got them.
Well, I'm glad I got them too.
Now, I appreciate what you had said earlier because of what I had said about I'm on my years, but there are times where I do try to get a women's 12.
Honestly, and I don't fault you. I really don't fault you, because there are some where I was like, I get it. I get the appeal, and I see why. A friend of mine was like, he wanted to grab a pair, and he could have grabbed a pair. He's like, but why are they so expensive? And I'm like, I don't know why they're so expensive.
Yeah, but I will say I do have parameters. Like, I think the last women's release I bought was the Bluebird 5s last
year. Nice pickup. They're so nice.
Yeah, I saw those in one of the pictures I used for the flyer too. I saw you had them in the thing. I haven't worn them yet, but I still, it's a 5, so I know I can fit it.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, it's such a great shoe. It's so good. I love it.
Yeah. Now, no, I was just gonna say, but there are parameters. Like, if it's a shoe that's only made for women, I won't wear it. Like, if it's like a 5 is still a Jordan, it's just a women's colorway, but like, I like the Air Force One Shadow, but it's a women's shoe, so I can't wear it.
What about the OG, like the fuchsia pinks? Where are they? The
what?
The 14 pinks? That's sorry, the 14s. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, since it's still a Jordan that was a men's shoe, that's different. That's just a lady's color. Now, that's a bit extreme. Like, you know, my wife has those. I don't know if I would. I don't know if I would do that. I feel like I could. I know I've got even Jordan stuff to go with that, but I'm talking about like ladies only silhouettes. Like I wouldn't wear like that women's Jordan looks like the 13.
Right.
And dudes wearing those back when I was in high school. Like they came out when I was a senior, right before the 14s, and a lot of dudes wore them because they look so much like the 13s. But but I'll wear a women's colorway.
No, you know what? And I appreciate that you have like parameters around what you will and what you won't try to cop.
Mm-hmm.
Like I agree. I appreciate that's very. I find that's like actually quite respectful for female sneaker collectors and females in the community.
Yeah. Because I mean, I really appreciate the way you all approach it, because the way you all approach it, it reminds me of how, and I know I'm gonna sound like an old head, but it's fine. The way sneakers were before social media, you know, it was a community. You know, people would big each other up, and we would be on, you know, message boards like Nike Talk, and styleshoes.com. Those were like the two spots where if you were posting yourself, like, what did you wear today? That's where you were in the early 2000s. So, you know, it was the way y'all do it. It reminds me of that, you know, where it's really genuine. You know, you could tell you just like sneakers. You're not on no hype shit and none of that.
Yeah, and that I find really that is one thing that I do appreciate within like the female sneaker community, that there's a lot of, you know, uplifting and a lot of support and a lot of, you know, appreciation for everybody's collection. Like there's no one, you know, going, oh, your collection's like crap or it's stupid, not stupid, but like, you know, you don't have really anything, when it's truly, it's your collection and your collection means something to you. And that's all that's important, really.
Yeah, like I actually just went through that. This one group I'm in on Facebook, I won their sneaker battle championship last year, and I was trying to defend my title, and I pulled out what I thought was some nice stuff because I was trying to answer the questions true to me instead of trying to play towards the battle, and people were just blaming me. And I mean, I'm pulling out Atmos, I'm pulling out Chicago ones, old Graves from 1985, you know, just shit that means something to me.
Yeah.
So yeah, I got flamed pretty bad. I mean, it's not nothing I can't handle, but I was kind of surprised. I'm like, well, you know, these are the questions that y'all are asking. These are the shoes that qualify for those questions.
No, exactly. And I find that I've never encountered anything like that within, you know, amongst the female sneaker community. I've never once encountered that at all.
I'm glad because
Me too.
I'm like, man, at the end of the day, you know, they're shoes, you know.
They are shoes, and it's, you know, it's personal.
Yeah. So I just I don't know, with battles being the way they are, you know, it's a lot of politics in that, popularity, of course, and you know, you vote for me or you didn't like my picture, so I'm not gonna vote for you, and it's a lot of that.
I feel that. I feel like I've watched a few battles myself, and rather than people looking at the shoe and the category that it's fitting in, you know, they're not voting for that. What they're voting for is the person.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Right? It's like that defeats the purpose of a battle.
Yeah. So I have one more that I'm going to be involved in. It's LeBron's only, and I feel like I should be able to hang, you know, being from Cleveland. Yeah, I have a lot of friends, but and I'm not trying to be negative. I mean, I could win, but because I'm not as popular in said circles, I'm not sure if I will.
And that's unfortunate. That is really unfortunate, because it should be about the shoes and not the person.
Yeah.
You know, and it's sad to say, but it's like, you know, I don't know. It should be about the shoe and not who has the most followers or who has, you know, the most friends watching, you know.
Yeah, because I tell people all the time, you know, as far as the follower thing, I have a lot of followers, but if I'm not posting what people want, I'm still going to get 12 likes. Like when I wear Converse, it's not even close to when I wear other stuff. You know what I'm saying? As far as likes, because People can say they don't look. Everybody looks at their likes. I don't care who you are, even the famous people. Hey, look at he likes her. Hey, nobody liked this one. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
everybody looks. So
Everybody looks. And I find, recently with whatever Instagram is doing behind the scenes with their algorithms, and they're, trying to push the real, like the reels rather than, pictures being how it used to be. Like, listen, my gain has been slow but steady, and it's been something that I've been able to at least maintain and keep up with.
yeah, yeah.
Like, the whole point was just to share my collection at a time when it was, just in the beginning to where it is today.
Yeah. Nah, I get it. But again, that's where that being genuine comes in. Because I
Absolutely.
just everybody's not genuine.
No, they're not. And, that's the one thing that I try to get across, at least with my posts and my page, is listen, I'm genuine. What you see is what you get. I'm not doing this for any hype. I'm not doing this for any recognition. This is just something that I do because I'm having fun and I want to share with you all.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I've even had people hit me with you post your shoes every day. Like, why are you showing off, or why are you doing that? I'm like, I'm just having fun with my shoes. I'm proud of my collection.
Exactly. So. And as you should be, and as you should share everything that you've got.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I appreciate that. That means a lot coming from you. So I have to ask you this. Hopefully you don't mind.
No problem.
You have a lot of Jordan 1s.
Yes, I do.
What are your feelings on the mids?
I love mids.
Okay. Cool.
I'm not a hater. I'm not a mid hater. Like, honestly, I love the low, the mids, and the highs. I know there's a lot of hate for mids, but I feel like the colorways in mids has been a lot better than the highs and the OGs. I'm just saying, like, I for whatever reason, I feel like Jordan's been paying attention to mids. And honestly, I also feel like a mid looks better on me than a high.
Now, I'm not being, sizist here, but I feel that way too. I ask you about the mids because with you wearing you said a women's 7?
Yep.
So that's a 5.5 wide. Is there really even a difference?
Right. Exactly. Exactly. There isn't much of a difference.
It was like this much. Like,
it's microscopic. Like, there's not much of a difference. And honestly, I like a mid. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna hide it. I love a mid.
Nah, as weird as this gonna sound, mids actually feel better on my foot than the highs do.
Right?
They feel better. Oh, go ahead.
Sorry. No, go ahead. No, you go ahead. Sorry.
I was gonna say I also feel the same way about the 11 and the 11 IE. The 11 IEs feel better on my foot than the regular 11s do.
Right.
So.
I also feel like the highs, they rub the back of my heel in a weird spot. Whereas in mid, I don't have any issues with rubbing or anything like that.
Yeah. Huh. Yeah, I don't know if I've had certain shoes rub. I don't know if I've ever had them, but I generally wear my, like, if is weird. This may sound weird too. My OG highs, I usually wear kind of loose, but I actually can tie my heads up.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
Yes, exactly. Where would you like? Exactly. Where would you like? Yeah, I mean, I've had not a lot of people. I've had a few people be like, "Why do you tie your shoes?" And I'm like, "Because I tie my shoes."
Yeah, what do you mean?
I have to tie my shoes. I'm sorry, I do. Like, I would love to be able to just leave them unlaced, but because I also have a very narrow foot, the amount of lace that I have at the ends is like ridiculously long.
Gotcha.
And I can't just leave them like either hanging out, or if I tuck them into my shoe, like then I'm like it's just, it doesn't work. So I need to tie my shoe for, a couple of reasons. One is being I like it, and two, it's for functionality.
Yeah. Okay. Now, with you being in Toronto,
Yeah.
are you, and I'm asking this because this is leading to another question. With you being from Toronto, are you into any of the Toronto sports teams?
Whoo! You know, I'm not a huge sports fan, but I
Okay.
will say, like, I love the Raptors. I can't say pardon.
I was hoping you would say that.
Yeah, like you gotta love the Raptors. I can't like baseball, the Jays. I'm not a huge baseball follower. Um, I mean, honestly, I don't want to sit for hours just watching people throw a ball, hit it, and then run.
Fair enough.
At least with basketball, there's action and there is excitement, and the crowds are cheering. And with baseball, like you just sit there.
Yeah.
And then hockey, the Maple Leafs. I'm just like I can't. I feel like, and I may be hitting a sore spot here with a lot of people, but I don't feel like they deserve the fan base that they have. I don't. They've lost so many Stanley Cups. They haven't won in over like when was the last time they won? I don't remember. It's been that long.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I don't follow hockey as much. I used to have a one of those jerseys back in the '90s. The hockey jerseys was big.
Yeah.
But, I just remember, obviously, Vince Carter and then, of course, Kawhi Leonard came, won y'all a championship.
Yeah.
The Blue Jays always being good in the early '90s, but that's about
exactly. Exactly. But the our hockey team, the Leafs, I feel like they'll have a great season. They will get to the playoffs and then choke.
Well, listen, I'm from Cleveland, Ohio, so I know all about that. You know what I'm saying? We've had some near misses. I mean, we were 1 out away from winning the World Series. A couple times we just missed the Super Bowl because of one play. So I feel you. I feel you. It's hard in Cleveland. I mean, I live in North Carolina now, but I'm still a Clevelander at heart. I've only been here for 2 years, so I feel partially like I'm there, but I feel it. But I was asking you about Toronto sports because, I always think of Vince Carter first, and he hasn't played for y'all since 2005. So, I still look at him as the face of the Raptors.
Yes, and I think a lot of people still do.
Yeah. Now, you have a lot of ones, but if Nike ever retroed any of Vince Carter's shots, would you wear something like that? Or is that little?
I might again, like it would be for a different reason for me to wear it, as opposed to someone who is a Vince Carter fan and a basketball fan and would wear it for that reason. For me, it would be more like, I like the color, I like the silhouette. It's going to be it's going to look great as an outfit with these pieces. Okay. That is how I approach a sneaker.
So you have worked down to a science, kind of.
Exactly. For me, where the stories hit is with female designers and women's releases and the stories behind that. That's where that comes into play for me.
Okay, so the Laylee May, Melody Ashani, you there for that?
I'm all there. I'm there for that. Absolutely.
Nah, I got you. I ain't gonna lie. They're always, whenever I do find them, they're always crazy expensive, but I gotta have those Lately May 6s. Like, I look at my wife's every now and then, like,
Man, I got to.
you know, and I know they made some in bigger sizes, but they're just kind of hard to find. Whenever I find them in my size, they're like $1,000. So.
Oh, yeah, no, for sure. And, it's, again, I've been looking for, I would love to get a pair of the Shimmer 4s.
Yeah. Yeah, that was how those blew up. Like a $400 shoes. Like, come on, man.
Like, there's OD Toronto, and like they're a reseller sneaker boutique, and it's like I pick up my size, and it's like $780, and I'm like, and we're putting that back.
$780. God.
Canadian. That's Canadian, right? So
Yeah. Yeah. Damn.
there is a bit of a price difference between sneakers in the US and sneakers here in Canada.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that, the conversion. Whew.
Yeah.
Okay. So, all right, Karen, I got to ask you this before I forget. What is your holy grail? What is that shoe among shoes where you like, I got to have these, and you've never been able to touch them?
It's the, they are, now I'm drawing a blank on them. They are the, I believe they were a Laley Mays. They were I believe it's the Fear of God or Fearless.
Fearless, a Lately May. Is it the one? Oh, do you mean the Melody Ashani's with the watches?
Sorry,
No?
yes, those ones, the Melody Asani ones, yes.
Yeah, that's another tough one. That one, to me, that Fearless pack, those and the Blue the Greats were like the two pairs everybody tried to get.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, I was going to get V a pair for Christmas last year, but she just didn't feel comfortable with me spending that. I've never spent that kind of money on a sneaker, ever. $300 is the most I've ever bought sneaker for myself. Now, I've paid resale a few times for her, but for me, $300 is the most I've ever paid for a shoe. So I was gonna do it, but she was like, "Nah, I wouldn't even feel comfortable with you spending that kind of money on me for a shoe that I'm only gonna wear ever so often." But I was gonna do it.
Man, you would have gotten some brownie points.
Well, yeah. See, what I was trying to do was for our anniversary. Our anniversary is actually coming up. It's October 7th. I had got her the Grinches and some other shoes, but like I was trying to top it. You know what I mean? I'm trying to top it. So the Kobe 8 and those Melody and Shiny ones are the two shoes I think that would top that Grinch Kobe 6. So I'm still top it, but I don't know. She may have to understand. I don't even know if she's still in here, but I may still make that happen.
I just have to do it.
But yeah, that's a nice grail to have. I mean, it's crazy that as much as people hate on mids, they can command that kind of money, but they are. I do feel like they just be a regular shoe without those watches. They might be $300 or $400. I don't think they would be as much. The watches take them over the top.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Yeah, they really do. The watches just, it adds that unique touch to them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I also want the Atmos Safari Air Max one too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's another one. I feel like I've missed out on so many.
Yeah. And see, the next point I'm going to bring up, I had to ask you the Holy Grail because I felt like I was going to forget. That's why I was like, let me ask you this before I forget. But
yeah,
the grade school resale thing is still weird to me. And that's just a post-pandemic thing. I'm not sure if it's going to really last for real, but have you paid like real resale, like high resale for a shoe? I'm not gonna ask you how much, but have you done it?
So my Khalifa ones, I did go resale. They weren't crazy expensive resale. But what made them expensive were the duty and taxes and the broker fees.
Okay.
That's what made it almost where I was kind of like, ugh. But they arrived and I was like, it was worth it. In the end, they were worth it.
Okay. So on the flip, have you bought a shoe that you were psyched about to get, you got it, and then a little while time later you realized that it wasn't worth it, or it's like, damn, I shouldn't have got these?
I don't think so. I don't think I've had a reaction where I was like, oh, I wish I hadn't done that. I try to be very conscious of what I purchase, and more recently just trying to be more mindful of, well, do I have something like this already? Do I really need this? So I try to be smart with my decisions.
Okay. Now, what is a shoe, aside from the Panda Dunks,
Yeah.
what's a shoe that everybody loves that you just are like, whatever, like I don't see it?
Okay, so it may not necessarily be the shoe, but it's the way that they are being worn. And it's how younger women are wearing Air Force Ones that look like they've been buried for months.
Yeah, I don't get that one.
I can't. I honestly cannot. I can't deal with it. I don't understand it. I don't get it. I mean, a crisp Air Force One is classic. It's great. It like, you can't beat it. But, you know, I get to a point where I'm like, okay, you need to just get rid of them.
Yeah, just save them for yard work or something, you know.
But they're being worn like they're fashion statements. And I'm like, I don't get it.
Yeah, I don't get it either. That is something that I don't get. I will say, for me, the shoe for me that everybody seems to really like right now, that I'm just like, it's two actually. The New Balance 550. And the LaMelo Ball shoe.
Sorry, which one?
The Puma MB1, the LaMelo Ball.
Oh, yeah.
They're nice, but come on, sell out these? Like, come on, like, cause like all my people, my wife, my boy Al, you know, Big Al Kicks, QC Kiki Cutie, all of them have gotten multiple colors, and I'm just like, I just don't see it.
Don't get it.
So, well, this is something new. Usually I can be on live for as long as I want, but now it says we've only got 1 minute and 30 seconds remaining.
Oh, no.
All right. Well, look, this is crazy. All right. So before we go,
yes.
What is your radar next?
Whew. Honestly, I don't know. I mean, that denim one that dropped today for us was the latest one on my radar. I'm not sure. I'm trying to not keep up in the loop of what's coming up.
Nah, I got you.
But I've seen a few, like, there's a one low coming out that I would maybe think about getting, where it's like they're pastel-y colors, and oh no, there's one mid that I saw. I'm not sure when it's coming out, but it's like the African one.
I don't know if I've seen that one.
It was a while ago when I saw the conceptualization of them, but they looked really, really interesting.
Okay. Well, look, I hate to end this live so
I know.
And this is my 97th episode. This is the first time I've ever seen this. So I want to thank you for being here. And I will talk to you soon.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you so much. This was a lot of fun.
Absolutely. Well, I'll be talking to you. Sorry about
Exactly.
that. All right.
All right.
Peace.
Bye.